Namo Vishnupadaya Bhutale Shmati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachari Niveseshunvadi Paschatya Deshapan. Okay, we continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 11. We heard yesterday Sukadev Goswami telling us that whoever hears the pastime of Lord Ramacandra, speaks about the pastimes of Lord Ramacandra, gradually all the envy will go away from their heart, get liberated from this world of fruitive activities. So reading on to text 24, Shri Rajo Vacha
श्रीराज उवाच
Katham sa Bhagavan Ramo
कथं स भगवान् रामो
Bhratrin va Swayam Atmanaha
रात्रिं वा स्वयम् आत्मनः
Tasmin Vate Vartanta
तस्मिन् वाते अनुवर्तन्त
Prajapaurascha Ishvare.
प्रजापौराश्च ईश्वरे
Maharaj Parikshit, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj Parikshit inquired from Sukadev Goswami, how did the Lord conduct himself and how did he behave in relationship with his brothers who are expansions of his own self, and how did his brothers and the inhabitants of Ayodhya treat him? So Parikshit Maharaj wants to ask what the relationship between Lord Ram and his brothers, expansions of his own self. They are Anirudh, Pradyumna. They are Sankarshan, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Anirudh, and Pradyumna. Shri Badarayaner Ovacha
श्रीबादरायण उवाच
Athadishad Digvijay
अथादिशद् दिग्विजय
Ratram Stribhuvaneshwaraha
प्रात्रन् स्त्रीभुवनेश्वरः
Atmanam Darshayan Swanam
आत्मानं दर्शयन् स्वानाम्
Purim Ekshata Sanugaha.
पुरीम् ऐक्षते स अनुगः
Sukadev Goswami replied, after accepting the throne of the government by the fervent request of his younger brother Bharat, Lord Ramacandra ordered his younger brothers to go out and conquer the entire world, while he personally remained in the capital to give audience to all the citizens and residents of the palace and supervise the governmental affairs with his other assistants. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does not allow any of his devotees or assistants to be engaged in sense gratification. The younger brothers of Lord Ramacandra were at home enjoying the personal presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the Lord ordered them to go out and achieve victory all over the world. It was the custom, and this custom in some places is still current, that all other kings would have to accept the supremacy of the emperor. If the king of a small state did not accept the emperor's supremacy, there would be a fight, and the king of the small state would be obliged to accept the emperor as supreme. Otherwise, it would not be possible for the emperor to rule the country. So we hear also in Mahabharata time, Lord Maharaj Yudhishthir, how he sends his brothers everywhere, to gain victory over all the kings, so that all the other kings can accept him as the emperor of the world, can accept his jurisdiction. Lord Ramachandra showed his favor to his brothers by ordering them to go out. Many of the Lord's devotees residing in Vrindavan have taken the vow not to leave Vrindavan to preach Krishna consciousness. But the Lord says that Krishna consciousness should be spread all over the world, in every village and town. This is the open order of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Srila Prabhupada is saying Many have vowed to not leave the dham, and they will always stay in the dham. But what is Lord Chaitanya's order? Lord Chaitanya's order is that go everywhere, every nook and corner of the world. पृथ्वी ते आचे यथा nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar hai be mora naam. A pure devotee, therefore, must execute the order of the Lord and must not gratify his senses by remaining stagnant in one place, falsely proud, thinking that because he does not leave Vrindavan but chants in a solitary place, he has become a great devotee. A devotee must carry out the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Yari dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Every devotee, therefore, should spread Krishna consciousness by preaching, asking whomever he meets to accept the law order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Koro Krishna Shiksha. That's what Lord Chaitanya is telling everyone. He told Nityananda Prabhu and Haridas Thakur that wherever you go, whoever you meet, you tell them, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna. Chant the holy name of Krishna, worship Krishna, follow Krishna's instructions. The Lord says, Sarva Dharman Parityagya Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. This is the order of the Lord, who speaks as the Supreme Emperor. Everyone should be induced to accept this order, for this is victory, Digvijay. And it is the duty of the soldier, the devotee, to impress upon everyone this philosophy of life. Of course, those who are Kanishtadhikaris do not preach, but the Lord shows mercy to them also, as he did by staying personally in Ayodhya to give audience to the people in general. One should not mistakenly think that the Lord asked his younger brothers to leave Ayodhya because he especially favored the citizens. The Lord is merciful to everyone, and he knows how to show his favor to each individual person according to his capacity. One who abides by the order of the Lord is a pure devotee. So here Prabhupada is pointing out that someone may mistake that, oh, why did Lord Ram send all his four brothers away, not let them stay in the kingdom? But that is the favor of the Lord on them. He's sending them everywhere so that everyone can accept the supremacy of Lord Ram, so that everyone can also become devotees of Lord Ram. And of course, the citizens who were there, they were having the receiving the personal mercy of the Lord. They were seeing the Lord. So we can see that how he knows, Krishna knows how to deal with everyone, how to appropriately give mercy to each and everyone. Is that okay?
Yes.
Asikta margam gandode
आसिक्तमार्गं
karina mad shikare
करीना मत शीकरे
swaminam praptam alokya
स्वामिनं प्राप्तम् आलोक्य
mattam vasutaram iva.
मत्तां वा सूतरम् इव.
During the reign of Lord Ramacandra, the streets of the capital, Ayodhya, were sprinkled with perfumed water and drops of perfumed liquor thrown about by elephants from their trunks. When the citizens saw the Lord personally supervising the affairs of the city in such opulence, they appreciated this opulence very much. Yeah, the streets are sprinkled with perfumed water. So imagine you go in Taipei streets, it's all very nicely fragrant. We have simply heard about the opulence of Ram Rajya during the reign of Lord Ramacandra. Now, here is one example of the opulence of the Lord's kingdom. The streets of Ayodhya were not only cleaned, but also sprinkled with perfumed water and drops of perfumed liquor, which were distributed by elephants through their trunks. There was no need of sprinkling machines, for the elephant has a natural ability to suck water through its trunk and again throw it out in a shower. We can understand the opulence of the city from this one example. It was actually sprinkled with perfumed water. Moreover, the citizens had the opportunity to see the Lord personally supervising the affairs of the state. He was not a sleeping monarch, as we can understand from his activities in sending his brothers to see to affairs outside the capital and punish anyone who did not obey the emperor's orders. This is called Digvijay. The citizens were all given facilities for peaceful life, and they were also qualified with appropriate attributes according to Varnashram. So Lord Ramachandra was very much actively involved in ruling the kingdom, very much actively involved, making sure there's law and order everywhere, all around. That's why he sent his brothers. And personally, he's taking part in the administration of the government. Personally, he's seeing how the atmosphere, the life of the people can become more better, happier, peaceful, opulent. It was not only there is peace, a lot Ramachandra stand, but there's also a lot of opulence. As we have seen from the previous chapter, Varnashram Gunavita, the citizens were trained according to the Varnashrama system. A class of men were Brahmanas, a class of men were Kshatriyas, a class was Vaishyas, and a class was Shudras. Without this scientific division, there can be no question of good citizenship. The king, being magnanimous and perfect in his duty, performed many sacrifices and treated the citizens as his sons, and the citizens, being trained in the Varnashrama system, were obedient and perfectly ordered. So everyone has good training in the Varnashrama right from beginning of life. The entire monarchy was so opulent and peaceful that the government was even able to sprinkle the street with perfumed water. What to speak of other management? Since the city was sprinkled with perfumed water, we can simply imagine how opulent it was in other respects. Why should the citizens not have felt happy during the reign of Lord Ramachandra? So, not only that everyone is doing their duties, everyone knows that what their responsibility is, everyone is trained to do what is required as their uh, play their role in society. But Prabhupada is pointing out that it's so opulent and peaceful that even the streets are being sprinkled with perfumed water. So anywhere you go, it'll be like nice and fragrant. All the streets, of course, you feel nice. And then Prabhupada is mentioning that by this example, we can see that how much more opulence there was. Any comments? Here
What you're
sometimes
trying
we,
to point
yes.
here is that, like, about the Ram Rajya, right? And how it
Mm,
was, telling us about it,
yeah,
and how people
that's
were so happy, and how especially the Varn Ashram Dharma Pranali was followed. And that's why they were so peaceful and everything, right?
yeah. And because Lord Ramchandra is the king, he's making sure that there is perfect law and
Mm.
order. Everyone is doing their responsible, uh, whatever responsibility they are supposed to do. And he's also making sure that there is a lot of comforts given to everybody. So that's where the opulence is coming. He's personally looking into the administration, personally offering a comfortable life to everyone, opulent life.